To begin creating our part, first we need to open SolidWorks. SolidWorks can be opened by the icon on your desktop or the Windows Start menu. We'll double click here on this desktop icon to initiate SolidWorks. The SolidWorks interface will open and there will be no document created yet, as you have to specify exactly what type of SolidWorks document you want to create. We do this by going up to the new icon here and click the pull down beside it and select New. The new SolidWorks document dialog box will open and you can select Part and then click OK. You have several other options here, Assembly and Drawing, that we'll look at later on in the course. Once you click OK, your document will open. You can see our blank document starts with just the axes labeled here. We're looking in the trimetric view currently, and we see the z-axis, which would be the plane coming out from the screen, and then the y vertical axis and x horizontal axis. Now, as we're creating this part for measurements, we want to use the same precision that our caliper uses. By default, SolidWorks will be set to the 100th of an inch, but our caliper is measured to the 1,000th of an inch. So to change this, we go up to the Options button here, select the pull-down menu beside it, and select Options. The precision is set to your specific document, meaning this specific part that we're working on. If you select the Document Properties tab here, you'll see several options pop up. One being dimensions. We'll click on dimensions and will give us options for our primary precision. This is the primary display. Selecting this pull-down menu, we can select thousandths of an inch and carry it out to 3 decimal places. You'll get a notice that your overall drafting standard has been modified, changed to ISO modified, and this is okay. We will accept this, and now if you highlight over to the left, you can see your different planes that you're working on. Your front plane being the one that you would view from Z, the top plane looking down over the part, or the right plane. To begin our model, first we want to create a basic sketch rectangle that we're going to use for the basis of our part. If you'll remember from our measurements, our part measured 0.893 inches long by 0.472 inches high or wide. We'll select the Sketch button in the top left corner, and the first thing it's going to ask us is what plane we want to design on. We want to design on the front plane. We'll select that. It'll immediately shift our view around to the front plane. Now, as you navigate around the screen, you can see your origin arrow here. This is where we're going to build our model off this central origin point. We know we want to begin with a rectangle, so we'll select the pull-down arrow beside rectangle, and we're going to select the center rectangle. So we want our center based on our origin, and we'll click in the center here, and we'll just begin to build a rectangle. We're going to set the measurements in the next step, so we just want to get a basic rectangle set. Right now it's set 2.51 by 1.22 inches, which we'll make to be a little bit smaller to our design specifications. The part will be created, and now, since we're working with precision measurements, we'll use the Smart Dimension tool. Select the Smart Dimension tool in the top left corner, and we'll select on this bottom line here, which is going to be the base, the part that will actually be on the bottom of the printer. It'll highlight over it when you hover over the point. It will highlight to let you know you're selecting that one. Single left click, and you'll see the dimension pop out. You can set this as far or near the model as you want, and it will not be displayed permanently unless you click on the model. So we'll set our option here, single left click to place the dimension, and it's going to ask us what dimension we want.
So we'll set a dimension of 1.5 inches here on the longer side, and then we're going to repeat the Smart Dimension process by selecting the tool again to apply a dimension to the shorter side here of 0.75 inches. We'll double click the dimension to bring up the modify box, and we'll set 0.75 inches. And now we have two tools that we technically have open. We have the Smart Dimension tool, which is closed by the green check, but that still leaves the sketch tool itself, the center rectangle sketch tool, open. So we check here and it will close the center rectangle and our sketch is completed. We'll save our document here, or our part document here. And then we'll be ready to extrude the sketch. Now if I navigate around, you should be able to see just that it's a flat shape, and it has no depth yet because we've not added any dimension for how high the volume is. We'll select the Extruded Boss Base tool from the Features tab. So to open the Features toolset, we'll click Features here, and then we'll select Extruded Boss Base. Now notice when I select this, it asks me for a sketch or a plane to sketch the cross-section on. I'm going to stop the tool to point out that if I select this sketch first in our feature property manager and then select Extruded Boss Base, it automatically selects that shape. I'll set an extruded value of 0.25 inches. And then I can hit the checkbox here, or I can hit this checkbox here, or just click enter, and it'll accept that value. And once again, we'll save our part, and notice that we now have a extruded shape that's 1.5 inches by 0.75 inches, and then by 0.25 inches high. Notice how I'm dragging the mouse here to navigate around, and as I turn this part, you can see in the left-hand corner that the axes are also turning as well. To do this, you have a couple different navigation options. If you have a 3-wheel mouse and you hold the center mouse button down, which may be a wheel or a button, and hold, you can drag either left or right or up or down to get this navigation view where you can freehand rotate the part. You also have from the pull-down menus here the view orientation, where you can go to a specific orientation by highlighting over a face here or selecting one of the named views here.